Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's Press Play again, and we are here to talk to you guys. Why am I so excited? Who fucking knows? Because I'm just on another level today, apparently. But it's us. We're here. We're ready to talk to you about some freaking Falcon and Winter Soldier because I love them. I adore these two men. They're great. But the other two men that I adore that are here with me is Matt Austin and Omar Zaki. Deuces. There it is. Yeah. And I'm your host, Bailey. But if you've listened to at least one of the episodes, you should know that by now. We're here to do what we usually do with these new shows that have been coming out on Disney Plus, and that is discussing them with you guys and going over each episode because it's so fun to do. But until we get to that, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Nice.
I'm doing real good.
Don't even need an answer.
No,
Are you-
when was the last time we recorded? It feels like
It's
Wait,
been
what?
forever.
It has.
It feels like it's
Yeah. See, we're cutting each other off and everything. Like, it seems like we lost all skills we had with this.
so out of sync.
Well, are you just not going to acknowledge the fact that you painted your room?
I'm in a different room.
Bright pink.
Yeah. Just so as you folks out there know, I had to move home because,
Because this
tough
podcast,
times
it
for
doesn't pay a
people.
lot of money.
Podcast.
Where is
doesn't-
your home?
Doesn't pay my rent. It's in Slidell, Louisiana.
Slidell.
So I'm far away from these guys. I mean, I've been we always record from home. It's not like I'm always with them, but I'm further now, and I really feel the distance between us. It's been hard.
It does feel
kinda
further.
appreciate it,
I'm
I'm
not
not
going to
gonna
lie. Even though the boxes are pretty much the same over there in Slidell.
Yeah, look, if you can tell, I have not finished unpacking. There's also a feather duster. Ignore it. Or don't if you want. It kind of
Nice.
matches my friggin' Pepto-Bismol pink room that my sister decided to paint this when she was younger. Great choice. So, other than that, it's been a journey. But either way, we're here and we're ready to talk about this. Aha.
Another one?
Sponsored by
No
AHA.
way, bro.
No, bro. This is the same one. These things
Oh, I
last.
thought you said you downed it.
Well, I
Damn,
downed it,
crazy.
but I got down to right here, and I just stopped. So I'd have a couple
Okay.
sips left for the episode.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Sure. Now he's going to have to pee in the middle of it like he always has to.
Oof. Shots.
I'm just kidding. I'll be fine.
But before we get to the fun and goodies of talking about the new episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I might as well get us through all the Mishigosh. I like saying that word for you guys now because y'all always like it. Never mind. Apparently
never
Omar
said that.
hates it.
What the
I
fuck
have
was
said
that?
Mishigosh.
Mishigosh?
I definitely
No,
have.
last
Omar just
week
looked
you
at
said
me with
something else.
disgust.
What is
Not disgust, just
Mishigosh?
surprise. I've never heard that.
Oh my God.
Honest.
Never mind. We're getting through it. Just zip your little lips. I'm going to do this, okay? If you want to follow us on any social medias, which I'm guessing you don't now because we're being aggressive. If you want to follow us, you can. And on anything but Facebook. And for those people out there with a Facebook that go to Salmon High School, I'm not planning the reunion. So
Oh,
everyone
God,
can
all
just get
Ooh,
I'm kidding.
your 10-year reunion.
I'm kidding.
What a shame.
Anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at Again Press or Instagram at Press Play Again. We're going to be posting fun things. We like to put up polls, seeing what the people think, seeing what the people feel. Comment on anything. Feel free to talk to us because we talk a lot on there if you talk to us. So far, it's just our friend Patrick, but hey, we're working our way up. And if you want to listen to us instead of watching us, which I don't get why, because why wouldn't you want to see these faces? But if you want to, I also understand, and you can do that on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and most importantly, Apple Podcasts. And leave us 5 stars and a review. And it can be good or bad. We don't care. Just always leave the 5 stars. And other than that, just I don't know. Talk
5
to us.
stars.
Subscribe
Terrible.
to us, like us, we like those kind of things. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and we will be glad to listen to whatever people want because we want more people to watch us. And a reminder, we have our Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, usually going to be up 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. Probably is going to be Wednesday this time because it's already Tuesday as we record this. But it'll be Wednesday this time, Tuesday every other time, 10 a.m. Friday, coming at you 10 a.m., we got Kong versus Godzilla. I realized if I shorten Godzilla's name, it's just God.
You're just sounding more and more like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex every day. Every day.
What an insult. Just kidding. Go listen to our BBS review. So yeah, we got that coming at you Friday at 10 a.m. Other than that, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with the Mishigosh, and I'm gonna call it that all the time now because I've disgusted everybody with it. We're done with that. We're moving on. And you know what we're moving on to? The Star Spangled Man. That's what this episode's called, apparently. I'm kidding. They've been doing cool things with the titles of these episodes, but I will say they always say the title of the episodes in each episode.
They do.
I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Other note about the Star Spangled Man, apparently that was the name of the song that they played in the first Captain America when he was like on his little tour of America
Oh my
selling the war
God.
bonds. Yeah.
It was. How
Yep.
did I not remember that? I used to love that scene.
So pretty cool.
When he like got to go and do his like little musical things with like all the girls dancing in the background. I thought that part was so fun. I thought all of that was really funny.
It was cute.
It was adorable. But yeah, so Star Spangled Man, we get a lot more in this episode. We finally get Falcon and Buck getting together, which I've been waiting for a whole episode. Just kidding.
Buckety buck.
But I'm so excited to see that. But I want to start with what both of you think about it. And we don't need to do this whole big like what we feel fully about the episode, just like if you like this episode or not, because I'm kind of curious on how y'all felt about that.
Like
I
a,
want
like
to
a
know before I dive into this.
like a one-word answer. You want to add to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
only one word. I'm making this challenging now.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Falcon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I like these answers.
Really?
Can I answer mine with Bucky then?
Yeah. I
You
mean,
can.
it only seems right.
Bucky.
So what was the
Jesus.
question? Did you like this episode? And our answers were yes.
Yes, Falcon and Bucky.
Okay. All right, I will be asking
That's-
you guys to explain as we
Okay,
Keep
which we
going.
will.
Yeah.
We will. So y'all want to just dive into this? We'll start talking about all the things we like, and that's it. I'm not letting y'all say things y'all don't like. Just kidding. We can. But yeah, anybody have anything they want to bring up first? No.
Hmm.
Okay, I do. So,
Okay.
Take it
I read this.
away.
I literally like read this today, but apparently they are doing this thing with this show that I'm very excited they're doing, and now I'm even more excited to see more of Falcon and Bucky together because they are kind of letting them improv when their scenes are together, and I absolutely adore that, and it makes so much sense as to why they're so funny. Oh God, sorry.
Oh
my
my
mic was
God.
falling.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not used to the slide air yet.
Yeah, here's more weighted
it's like I'm
over
high
there.
altitude. I did not know that, and apparently like the woman who plays the therapist like was talking to, I can't remember, let me look at is it Collider maybe?
Yeah, I think I read
It was
that.
Collider.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like saying how she like could just show up and be in the scene and just like let them like go off of each other.
Yeah, I think she was even
And-
like, I've played therapists before and other stuff, so this was real easy. Because
Yeah,
then
and
they
I
just
think
took
that-
everything.
That makes that whole therapy scene they're even in just that much better for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I just love
I
how
love
much
that scene.
chemistry they have. So I thought
Yeah,
that was
honestly,
cool.
That's the thing. I think because we know this is 6 episodes, I don't know exactly what they're doing. I don't know if even they're gonna at some point segue, which I'm assuming like the last episode or two, they're gonna segue into the next phase
Yeah.
of the MCU. But I almost wouldn't mind if they even don't do that, and this show's kind of its own standalone thing, just because of how well their chemistry works together. I want this really just to be the story about those two, and I just love like the whole like how they're on two sides of, okay, like we should have the shield, no we shouldn't, respect my choice,
Mhm.
whatever. And I wouldn't even mind if that becomes like the whole thing for this season. I really wouldn't. I love seeing those two together, and they complement each other like really well. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother literally like popped his head in my room earlier and he said that he already like loves Bucky in this.
Yeah.
And Matt,
He's so
I
good.
think agrees with that. He was telling me stuff earlier about it too. But I think this is the show that's gonna make everybody fall in love with both of them, like everyone fell in love with WandaVision. Like we were
Oh
saying
my
in the
God.
beginning.
Slidell's already getting to you.
Why?
Just the way you said dumb, you're like,
Oh, no.
damn.
Bam.
A little stretched out of
They're
it.
going to fall in love with that.
I like it. I
Um,
like
What's
it. It's
happening
cool.
to me?
Yeah, I think it definitely is going to do that. Like it's going to be this link to those characters that makes us care so much more about him, and we're finally getting more of like Bucky's backstory um and yeah, I don't know. It's also like I feel like this episode had a lot of there were like a couple parts in it that were like brought up a lot of like racial issues and stuff that the MCU like I feel
Never
like
touches on.
yeah, I mean they've always kind of been sensitive to that stuff, but I feel like this was the first time that they really kind of went like all in on it. And I'm talking about a couple parts in
Yeah.
particular. Like obviously there was when like Sam and Bucky were like fighting and the cops came and all that. But like the bigger thing now is that there was this like super serum soldier who was like an African American man that was just like stuck and put in prison and all this stuff that
Yeah.
they never knew about. And I feel like that's like a really crazy twist for this to go in now because there's obviously going to be ramifications for that, and clearly Sam's pissed, and I don't know, like that. To me that could be like a very interesting part of the show going forward now if they kind of like go and explore that, which I assume they're going to because they're going
I
to
mean,
have
yeah,
to.
I think they will have to. And I was reading on Twitter earlier, so apparently it made a lot of people very uncomfortable watching the episode, and some people even went as far as to say we don't really need that in the MCU. Let's just focus on kind of what like what the MCU has like already gave us, and how it's just kind of like inspiring, motivation, whatever, whatever, whatever. But I do think that it's a bold move, and I do think it's important that, especially after what happened last year, that they're touching on these topics, that they're using characters we love and that we feel connected to bring these topics to light. So I think it's important.
I
I'm
agree.
here for it. Yeah.
And I feel like too, they did it in a very Marvel cinematic way
Yes. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they also still tied the whole fact that like Falcon is a known superhero into it, which I also thought was cool. Like this whole thing was happening with cops and racial injustice, and then they changed their mind when they realized who Falcon
Yeah.
is, and I was like, that's a
Exactly.
really cool way to tie it into this whole superhuman universe kind of thing. I just find
Yeah.
that interesting how they did it, and I think that it made it fit even better because of
It's
that.
also hilarious, and there's no way this is by mistake. But then, of course, as the scene progresses, Bucky ends up being the one that there is a warrant out for his arrest, and he gets
And
arrested.
he
Yeah.
gets
Yeah.
arrested.
Even
I
though
know.
it was like, okay, so they pull him over, they have no idea anything is going on with Bucky.
Right.
They just see Sam as like a black man fighting with him. But so yeah, props to the MCU for going in on that. And yeah, I'm really what's the super soldier's name? Is it Isaac that they find in that house?
Yes, it's
I think so.
Isaiah.
Right? Or
Oh,
Isaiah?
yeah,
Yeah.
Isaiah Bradley. So yeah, I feel like that's gonna be really interesting to see because there's all the ramifications too of him being like, did Steve know about this guy? And they said he didn't, right? But
Right.
Bucky kind of
Right.
like
They
did
said he
tell him
didn't.
about
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I'm really curious to see where they go with that. I think that's gonna be real interesting for the show.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's also it's almost like the same thing we were saying in the last episode. Like it makes everything feel more real to us
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it
it's like
feels like something that could happen in our
yeah,
world.
they come out of the like blip as they keep calling it in the show, right? And
Yeah.
so it's like 5 years later, and like all kinds of stuff obviously still happen. And just like in our world, I feel like in the last 5 years, like we have become
Yeah.
much more aware to racial injustice and all the problems that our
Absolutely.
country's had to deal
Mhm.
with that and chooses not to deal with at times. And so yeah, I feel like it's a good time for the MCU to like dive into it, and it seems like they're doing it in a really good way. So
Yeah. And now
and
that
to
they have the attention of
yeah, to all the
what were we
people
gonna
that are
say?
saying like they don't want that in the MCU or the MCU doesn't need that. I mean, isn't that been the point of this all along that we have like a super accessible medium like superhero movies and shows so that they can tackle real like people love when they tackle real world issues like I don't know nothing can really come to me off the top of my head, but they love that these movies feel so grounded because they feel real all the times,
Yeah.
and this is just another facet
And
of
they can relate to
reality.
it.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it probably makes them uncomfortable because in real life, that's just not something they can relate with, and to them, it's the unknown, and it just not something they want to see on screen. When they're trying to watch something to enjoy. But I do think it's important. I think it's really cool that the MCU is doing that with these characters once again that we feel connected to. I do think this show so far. I know it's only 2 episodes in, but I think it's a really a nice change of scenery from WandaVision. As much as I
Yeah.
loved WandaVision, this doesn't feel like it. It still feels like the MCU, but it feels like its own thing, which
It
I
feels
appreciate
like
it.
it feels like a side mission in a video game of away from the main
Right,
show,
except
if
it's
that makes
fun.
sense.
Yeah,
But
except it's
that's the
fun, you
thing,
actually
like
wanna do it.
it's a good side mission because like Wanda just felt like completely separate almost.
Right.
because
Right.
she was just like in a fantasy world, and literally like in her own head, she was
Yeah.
just in a fantasy world. But in this, it just feels like you're breaking off from each character that you saw, and like you're seeing what they've been doing since everything happened. I think that's super cool. I
I,
really enjoyed that.
I agree, and I think it's super cool too that we get to see these two deal with not having Steve around anymore in their own way, right? Because there's more
Yeah,
to Sam not wanting to take that shield on. Obviously, it's not just as simple as he doesn't want the responsibilities
dude,
of having that shield.
all
There's a lot
those
more to it.
that scene where they have
John
Captain,
Walker.
the new Cap, John Walker,
fuck
when they
that dude,
have
man.
him like being interviewed and you see
Yeah,
Bucky just like sitting on the floor watching his TV, watching it. It's like you
yeah.
could feel the
You
heartbreak in his
could.
eyes because he's like
Can you imagine
seeing
your best friend of 70 years and then seeing
70 years.
some
It's like
jackass,
it's
fucking
literally his
phony ass
brother.
motherfucker, dude?
It's his brother who like saved his
Fuck.
life and saved him
Right.
from what he was going through. And like now he's seeing this dumbass
God,
who,
dude,
which
that
I
moment.
might be speaking out of turn. He might not be a
Well,
dumbass.
well, no, it's
Ah,
interesting
fuck
too
it.
because I wanted to see how y'all felt because this episode definitely tried to make you feel slightly conflicted at least because the whole opening shot was trying. I feel like trying to humanize John Walker at least a little bit, right? Like they're trying to show
Yeah,
him
they
like
were trying to.
in his high school being nervous, saying all he wants is to be the best Captain America he can be, all that stuff. I feel like they're making an attempt to like have you like sympathize with him a little bit, but then they're also giving you the reasons why he's not Steve Rogers and why that's like such a
Yeah.
problem. You know what I mean? Like he is doing things totally different than Steve would have. He's way more aggressive.
Right.
He's way more of a dick.
Yeah.
Calling Falcon his
Fuck him.
his wingman. Get out of here. Get the fuck
Well,
out
that
of
was
here.
the thing. Like they did a semi decent job in the beginning. I feel like kind of showing you like, oh, he's not evil yet. If he does turn evil, he's not there yet. So like you see that,
I
you see
got
he has like a wife or something, and you're like, okay, like this dude has a real life. Then they get to the parts where he's like kind of demeaning to Falcon and Bucky, and I'm like, dude, they legit like save the world.
It's like, do you know who you're talking to?
Like, you don't know what you're doing.
I got
So-
like hella Homelander vibes from at the end.
A little
Oh,
bit.
hell
as-
yeah.
A little
yeah,
bit.
Yeah, he was just
Not
being
like
like
that psycho
aggressive and
yet?
I don't know. Not that psycho yet, but you could definitely see where like it's starting to kind of turn where he's like he wants to be a good Captain America. He wants to be his own Captain America, but he's also very self-centered,
He's so
right?
self-centered. I mean,
Yeah,
him, the
so
fact that he, which I'm jumping, but the fact that he like walked into the precinct when like Bucky was arrested and he was like,
oh my
oh,
god.
he doesn't need therapy anymore to the therapist. And then the
Yeah,
therapist
yeah.
is just like, by whose orders?
I got
And he
him.
was
I
like,
got him.
well, mine. And you're just like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well,
I know. And this guy's just
Calm the
fuck that
frick
dude.
down.
and he's just hacking fucking Sam's what's Sam's drone's name
yeah.
again?
Well, it's government property.
yeah.
Oh,
it's just
Red?
like
Joni,
Joni.
No.
Let's call it Droney.
Red Wing.
Red
Red
Wing, that's it.
Wing?
I like
Red
Droney
Wing?
more,
Yeah.
honestly. But we'll
Joni,
go
Red
with
let's just
Eye?
fucking change it. Joni. Red Eye.
Right now it's Joni.
I think
Joni.
you're no. Pretty sure that's a bar. I want to backtrack to the therapy scene. There's a part where I really loved. First of all, I love that entire scene, especially if they're improvising. Like, hats off to them, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hats off. When he goes like, it was almost a point where they're yelling at each other, and he goes like, if Steve was wrong about you, then he might be wrong about me. And
Yes.
that part, dude, just fucking shows what he's really been going through since Steve's
Yeah.
left. Steve was like his only connection to what the hell's going on right now, right? Like he's his first, I think, like light or hope or something to this current world.
It's literally Steve.
Right. And then without Steve, I'm sure he feels not only depressed, he feels lost. And I'm hoping, Falcon can become that type of like he could be his own Steve or whatever to a certain extent. Obviously he's not Steve, but still. Because I mean those two just work fucking great together. And then obviously Falcon is going through his own shit, right? And we see those two kind of like on the fence with each other when it comes to the shield. He's like, you should have taken it. Like, look at what happened. And Falcon's like, look, man, like, it's probably something you are never going to understand, something
Yeah.
Steve's not going to understand, but you guys need to respect that I made a decision that I thought was good.
Honestly, they're
yeah.
both just being self-conscious.
Well, and that's what I love
'Cause-
about it because it's being super real with both. I feel like we saw into both of their souls already in this episode. Like the
Mhm.
line that Bucky has that Omar was just talking about, where he's straight up just, or like when he's saying that, like if he was wrong about you, then what if he was wrong about me? That shows how scared Bucky is. That like
Right.
Steve's one of the only people that ever looked at him and saw through the monster, right? And
Yeah.
like, if he was wrong about Falcon, then what if he is a monster? Yada yada. And then I feel like Sam just straight up admits towards the end of this episode, he's like, "Y'all just gotta understand that I did what I thought was right. Turns out it was the wrong fucking thing, but I thought I wasn't ready for this. I thought I could just give it to the government and not take this job because I couldn't fill the shoes, but now clearly somebody that really can't fill the shoes is doing it." So I like that they just get all that out the way, because it's like we can see into both of them now. They can now team up and not really have this like baggage, even though it's still there, but it's not like this. We're hanging on bated breath. Like, how are they gonna fucking deal with this? I don't know.
You know what's sad? You know what I keep thinking of? Like, you're talking about such this serious, great scene, and all I can keep picturing is them when they're in like that warehouse spying on those people, and like they keep talking to each other, and then Falcon just like pops up next to him without him knowing. I don't know why that part was
You
so
think-
funny to me.
Do you think that part was improv too? Because that'd be
I
really
feel
funny.
like anything where they're bantering like that is improv.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what they lead you to believe. Like the scenes where they're having like really deep, meaningful, like this is all this information. I think that's like
Mhm.
scripted. But when they improv, I feel like that's mostly just them. Like, which
Yeah.
I hope it is, because I think it's great. But I feel like they're really charming when they're like that. So I want it to stay like
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And I think it will, because
Yeah.
if y'all remember, I think when they
I-
announced this, the reason we were so excited for it too is because we saw a lot of their chemistry in like some of the past movies,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Mhm.
fuck yeah, we're finally getting
Honestly,
it.
I saw a lot of their chemistry when they would do interviews together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't, they were like really funny together, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I saw something where like Bucky, apparently like Anthony Mackie was on an interview and said he slept on Bucky's couch. I keep calling him Bucky. Sebastian Stan. He slept on his couch. Anthony Mackie slept on his couch for like a couple weeks, and they kind of were just like roomies. And I was just like, oh, that's adorable and fun. Bro night, you know?
How do you guys how do you guys feel about the fight? Because obviously this is a TV show, right? This is an MCU movie or anything like that, and obviously there's going to be a dip in quality. But did you guys really notice it, or even just how they fight compared to how they fought in the MCU?
I will say in this episode, Omar, I did. I think the truck scene looked a little bit, or not even just a little bit, like, because I thought the opening scene in episode 1
Yeah.
looked fucking fantastic. It seemed like
Right.
they put a lot of money in that, and I was hoping that was just setting the bar for this show. But I think the truck scene seemed a little bit more. I don't know. Like, some of it felt green screen. I don't know if the whole thing was, but it just it didn't seem as like real to me. And yeah, I don't know. There's something about it that I just didn't vibe with as much, and I was like, this feels a little bit more like a TV show than
Well,
what they set
you're
up before that.
Yeah, your comparison makes a lot more sense where you're comparing it with what we saw from the same show in the first episode. I was actually thinking about WandaVision, just how great that looked,
Yeah,
compared to that truck scene, and I kept thinking about that. And I mean, it could just be that it was more, I guess, actiony scene, and
Yeah.
hopefully, I don't know.
yeah, because WandaVision didn't really. Well, actually, I want to let Bailey answer too first before we even talk about more of it. But
I feel like it just it's one of those things where I took it more just as goofy, because they were kind of joking when they like Falcon and Bucky were kind of like joking with each other, and then that's when they met the other Cap and I think Battlestar or whatever his sidekick's name is. Or I shouldn't say sidekick. I don't know what he's supposed to be yet, but
no, we can call him sidekick because they
Yeah,
called
he's
Yeah.
they
absolutely
called
sidekick.
Falcon his wingman. So
Yeah.
very true.
get at it.
So I feel like that was just like the meeting fight where like that's where they all met. And for some reason I just took it as goofy after that.
Yeah,
I
'cause
didn't take it as like this is gonna be Winter Soldier-esque like choreography, which is what I want. and
That's
what
the
I would've-
thing.
I would have preferred that, but if you take it as something goofy, it just makes it easier to wrap your head around, I guess.
For sure,
Sure.
because at the end of the day, it's not like it looked bad. It definitely didn't look bad to me. It just didn't look like kind of what I wanted. And yeah, the
it's not what I
choreography is the
wanted
main thing.
either.
And so what Omar was just saying, I was kind of thinking about it. I guess WandaVision didn't have as many fight scenes that needed that like tight choreography. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like it
There was
is
a lot of
more
magic.
fantastical and magic, like we've said a bunch of times. So
Mhm.
it's weird because I feel like WandaVision played into the strengths of being a TV show because half the show was literally just a sitcom.
Right.
This show is a little harder to disguise that it is a TV show.
Yeah.
What's going on feels more like, okay, this could have been a movie, but y'all are choosing to do it as a TV show. Which so far I 100% think it's working, but yeah, I think sometimes the big CGI and stuff like that is gonna be what
I
suffers.
also I also am just interested in them. It's like I don't care about seeing more of the flag staffers or whatever they're called, flag smashers,
The flag
flag.
staffers, the flag smashers.
I
They they
legit was
they
like,
have a
I'm
truly
like,
horrible name, but I'm glad the show made fun of it, like
I
in the
think
first
they're
episode.
cool, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just get to Zemo. Like, I'm like more interested in
Zemo.
that.
Well, I imagine
But
that
he's gonna help them, I'm assuming.
yes, I imagine the
so-
flag
Yeah.
smashers. I wasn't positive leaving episode 1, but I think by now it seems like this is the
The true
antagonist
villain.
of the group is the flag smasher group, and then I think Zemo is they're going and they're gonna. I guess he's gonna help them. I don't know if something else is gonna happen, but it seems like the flag smashers is kind of what they're up against in this show.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Could be.
feel like
Could be.
it's probably gonna be the Flag Smashers, and then John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt is gonna be coming down from his blazing glory and do
Wait,
something.
who the hell's that?
Yeah, explain. You gotta
John
explain
Walker.
it. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Why do you? Holy shit!
Was that on us, Omar? Should we have made the connection, or was this on her? 'Cause
If
Probably
y'all
so.
know me well
Probably
enough
so.
by now, y'all fucking should.
Sometimes I
Um,
feel like, whoa, damn.
I'm coming
some
at you
stuff a lot.
hard.
I wrote something else
Okay.
down here. Oh yeah, speaking of the flag smashers. Apparently in the comics, that is just one it's the flag smasher. It's like a
Oh,
character.
it's just one singular person.
Yeah.
that
Oh my god,
makes
what
his
did
name
I say?
fucking funnier, dude.
Yeah, his name's
No,
just
if it's
Flag
just one single person,
Smasher.
he's a fucking. So what? He just walks around fucking
Smashing
smashing
flag.
flags.
No, same kind of thing, right? He's just anti-government and anti-world at this point, I guess.
It makes more
That
sense
name
if
is
it's a
too
group, but-
spot on.
It is.
It's
No, I
like
agree.
literally
Yeah.
like the most bullseye type
It
name.
is.
Like
That's
I hate democracy. What should my name be? Oh,
the
I
flag
hate
smasher.
democracy. That's it's like
And-
practically what it is.
Well, that's the thing. Being somebody
It's
like
a cool name, honestly.
I didn't read the comics, so I don't know if like
I know I'm shitting on something I don't actually understand.
Well, no, and my
but-
only thing too is like it makes sense the like story of their beliefs being that they thought the world was better during the snap. Like I don't know if that's the
I
same
think
origins.
that's a cool concept.
Yeah, me too. So I'd be curious if that's how it is in the comics too, because I would think maybe it's not. But
That's why I'm interested to learn more about what they're doing and where they get all this serum from and why they're all just mega strong now. Like it seems like they're just taking pills and it's like they don't stay strong. They just are strong when they take a pill.
I think Zemo is gonna tell us. He's gonna tell us what we want to know.
Dude,
Well, that's the thing. I think. Wait, what were you gonna say about Zemo?
I'm waiting. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say it seems with like with what they already have uncovered for us to see in the first 2 episodes, it's just like there's a lot going on to where I don't even think we need or that they will somehow try to make this a larger scale kind of thing to where
No, I
they
don't
need
think
to
so
connect
either.
it to the next phase. I mean, there's so much to like uncover and just so much that we want to find out. The serum, the fucking flag smashers, John Walker, or what is it, John Waller?
John
Walker.
Walker.
And then what's his name? John Walker, and then Isaiah. Just like there's so much shit that they could like stick with.
I
So,
feel like
don't
it's a very consolidated type story. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna be the tiny little task that gets Falcon and Winter Soldier to be like the team.
Yeah,
They're
And
just
we-
like, oh, we need
I like
something
it.
to do this to bring us together.
Yeah, and
I
kinda-
think that's what
Mhm.
this is.
and when you think about it honestly, WandaVision is sort of that too. I think we think it is more setting up the next phase because of just definitely. I mean, we got the after credit scenes at the very end of it that kind of we know, but we always knew it was going to lead into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse
Yeah.
of Madness. So like
It
we don't
had-
really know what the plan is for this, but I still think that the point of WandaVision was to make you care so much more about those characters. I think the same thing's true with this. Like the point is for us to care a lot
Right.
about Falcon and Bucky because they are part of the next phase. We don't know what it's going to be, but going into it, like these
Right.
characters, like all these characters, every character these shows have focused on so far, they were like B MCU characters. And I feel like they're positioning all of them to step up and be like the front line of the Avengers going forward.
Yeah.
And so
A+s.
that's why it's really cool that they're doing it this way. And then
B's
and then
and
John
A's.
John Jacob Jingleheimer. Just
You
kidding.
guys
You
love
confused me.
it. You guys love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, the way they ended this show, they keep ending the shows on the perfect cliffhanger because they did it with the first episode where you literally get the new Cap introduced, and then on this one they're like, "We got to go see Zemo," and like I feel like that's
His
the
name is Zemo.
coolest. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I think Zemo's a cool ass villain. I think he's, as my brother would make fun of me, very calculating, very Moriarty esque from Sherlock. Like
Ooh,
he is
yes.
though, but he's that for Marvel, and I think that's dope.
This is true.
So I'm
is
like
true.
really excited to see him have to team up with them. Either that, or he could just not even team up. He could be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm going to help Flag Smasher, Staffer,
Flag
Smasher."
staffer.
Smashers.
There's also a cool thing about him that I read. I was just reading a bunch of stuff about this episode, obviously, but there's a little Easter egg that the cell that Zemo's in is 2187, which is the same one that Leia is in A New Hope.
Oh my god!
And it's also Finn's
That's pretty
FN
cool.
2187.
FN. That is so cool.
Yeah, so little Star Wars nuggets
awesome.
in there. It's cool.
Love it. Give me all the nugs.
That's cool.
Give her the nugs.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I think I'm like super excited for the next episode now because I'm like really excited to see what Zima is gonna do, and we get more. Like we only have 4 episodes left, and I find that
I
insane.
know, that's crazy, man. Blows my mind.
Because I just feel like there's not. It's a good thing because there's only so much story I feel like you could tell with stuff like this, and all we really need to care about or see is Bucky and Falcon be really great together. So I think they could
we're gonna get
easily
it.
do that in 4 more episodes. But I'm very excited to see Zemo, and I hope he doesn't die at the end of the show, and we like get him in something else. That'd be great.
Okay. That'd be cool.
So
I hope so.
Fuck.
So I
Yes.
guess we can all just agree that we liked this episode. Is that
Fine,
what the end,
fine.
the end result is?
Fine, I like it.
I love
like this episode.
I want
Okay,
more of
okay.
this. I want
more of this too.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yes.
I agree.
I just want the Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's it. That's all I want.
That's it. That's all.
Give it to
Ooh,
me.
Give it to me, baby. And if you want more Falcon and Winter Soldier, you can come watch this again next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. because that's when it'll be posted again.
Also, if you're
'cause
in,
we'll be back.
also if you're from Bailey's High School and you think it's like total bullshit that she's just like stepping down from claiming. I mean, she ran for class president, for Christ's sake. I mean, there was a platform there. She said,
I'm gonna
in
kill
10
you.
years, I'm going to organize a reunion for all of you.
That was not a part of it.
And they cast their votes for her.
Here's my thing. They voted you in. Okay, you have a responsibility. Don't be a flag smasher. Not now. Not ever.
Yeah, come on. You're being
Do
a real
your job.
flag smasher.
Do your job.
Be a flag staffer.
I have
Get
no
on staff.
comment.
Yes.
Plan the reunion.
All right. Well, you'll have to join us to find out if I ever plan this damn thing. But either way, we're going to end this episode now. So if you want to follow us on any social medias, you can, and you can go listen to the beginning of the episode if you want to do that, because I named it all in the beginning. And don't forget that we have Kong versus Godzilla. That's coming out 10 a.m. Friday. Be there, be square. That's something I always say. You guys know that.
Who do y'all think's going to win? Just real quick.
Kong, dude. Fucking
I want
smash
Kong
that
to
bitch.
win.
I'm rooting for
But
Kong,
I wouldn't
too.
be surprised if
Yeah.
it ends in a tie. Even though they said it wouldn't end in a tie. I feel like it might still. So
Yeah.
Okay.
These
that's
things
how I feel
usually
about it.
do.
But I'm a
we'll
Kong girl. I like Kong. I like the movie
Yes.
more too. So
Same. Absolutely.
that helps. Also I like the one with what's his face? That I can't think
Jack
of.
Black.
Jack Black. There it is. Yeah, I like that one too. So, but yeah, come and join us for that discussion on Friday because I'm really excited to watch that movie. Until then,
Goodbye,
I have to
Captain
run out of
America.
things to say.